Alright, hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to Play It Paint It Live. Hope you guys are having a good Thursday evening. And here we go with something maybe a little bit different than what you're used to. But first, let me go ahead and I'm going to hop into my Discord here. In case anybody is interested in hopping on, let me go ahead and just turn on my camera there, and we should be good to go. There we go, and I'll put us back here. There we go. Okay, so we're actually not going to be doing any painting tonight. I was planning on doing no painting tonight, but while I was kind of waiting for 9 o'clock, I ended up starting this new 52 Batgirl here, who I do need to complete at one point because she is going to be probably featured in one or more of the crews that I run. Probably your standard Batman crew. There are going to be instances where I may want her instead of, say, Oracle. But there's still a lot of instances where I'm going to prefer Oracle. That said, I still feel like she's got some play in the crew. Hey, what's up, Jason? I still feel like she's got some decent play. So I'm not gonna this like detailing I'm doing right now. I honestly shouldn't be doing on camera because it's super fine detail. You can see I just sort of outlined the difficult parts of her mask, so the skin underneath, and then teeny tiny little eyeballs in there, which are not fun to paint. But I want to finish at least getting that part of the task done before we move over. And it looks like, I hadn't noticed this, but it looks like her ears on this costume are actually out and exposed. So that's interesting. Well, let me go ahead and finish blocking out the fine detail up top here, and then we'll get into what we are doing tonight, which again, like I said, is not going to be painting. So, all right, let's get some. At least I think her ears are exposed, and if they're not exposed, I'll just paint over it black. It's actually very easy to do that. It's a very easy mistake to correct. But for now, she'll have exposed ears. All right. Anyway. So let's put her away for a second, and let's get into what we're doing on the stream tonight. So, what we are doing is we're going to be going over the new beta Batman cards. So BMG or Night Models announced today that they're adding some more cards to all of the crew decks for the Batman miniature game, along with a couple of other rules on how these decks are supposed to run. So I'm going to need to see if I can find my, I may need to find some of my existing sleeves that I run for Batman. And it looks like at least I found Cobra. Don't know where the rest of my Riddler sleeves are. Hopefully those show up. Hold on, I'll check. They should be in the same drawer, but they're not, of course. So I'm not sure what to do there. If I can't find the Riddler, I'm going to be very upset. Let's see. Yeah. Where would I have stuck it? If I didn't stick it there, where these cards are, where would I have put it? I have no idea. Let's see. Would I have stuck it here? Probably not. But let's check anyway. It's going to be a negatory on this one. Here? Nope, also negative there. Oof. Alright, well, that's going to be very upsetting. I'm going to be very not happy about that. Hold on. One more thing I can check, guys. Yep. Yep, it's just going to be a problem. Alright. Hopefully it shows up. I mean, I have a lot of I have too many places where I could have stuck that, but the one place where my brain really remembers putting it, it's not there. So anyways, let's talk about these new cards for a second. Okay, so these are beta crew cards for the Batman Miniatures game. They in the overall structure of your cards are going to change. So you're going from 20 cards, which was the current rule set says 20 cards minimum, plus whatever character cards you're allowed from the characters that you select, right? So you may have boss-specific cards, you may have free agent-specific cards, or named henchman-specific cards that you can add to your deck. So generally a deck was between, we'll say 20 and, I'll say on the outside, 26 cards. Most decks run about 22, 23 cards. To where we're going, which is going to be a maximum total of 30 cards. So it's going to be 30 cards, which includes your character selection. So that's kind of a way to balance, crews mathematically building a higher ceiling than other crews by just taking a bunch of named characters that have objective cards associated with them. So that will help combat some of that to a degree, and you're gonna and a lot of these cards, like I'm about to show you, are brand new cards. I'm still looking for the stupid. Hold on, because it's gonna drive me crazy, guys. If I don't find this, I'm gonna be very mad. Just being honest with you. So we're going to be going to 30 cards maximum for your crew. The other thing that this is going to do temporarily while people play through these beta rules is it's going to mean that most of us who want to play the beta rules are going to be shelving our teams for now, which is kind of sad, but understandable, right? We're gonna make the teams that you're not clear what cards to take. Basically, any team that isn't Batman Who Laughs is going to be SOL for the time being. I thought I had just extra Riddler sleeves. In fact, I know I do. I have a metric ton of Riddler sleeves. I just don't know where they are right now. So, yeah, this is a bit frustrating. Maybe, oh, there's a chance I stuck them in there. Maybe. Let's see what else I got. So, sorry you guys are just kind of looking at a inactive desk right now. But I promise you, we will get into these cards, and I'm going to give you guys my initial thoughts on the cards, and in doing so, you'll get some understanding of how, at least how I look at cards when I'm reviewing a deck for a crew I may want to run or a crew I might be going up against. Okay, one last place I can check, and then I promise I will stop after this. Okay, that right there is the last place I can check. So I'm gonna try this, doing it that way. Ooh, got it. Okay, could it be in here? No, not in here. Wow. What about you? Are you? Ah, that's bittersweet. It's a set of cards that I need to use, but for now, will not be using. Wow. Yeah, I'm bugging pretty hard right now. Okay. Anyway, let's go through these decks, and I'm going to close up my wet palette for now. Okay. All right. So I'm going to build this Birds of Prey deck right now. Okay. And we're just going to do this live on air. That's Batman, so I'll fix that in a minute. This is Birds of Prey. Right, so we'll take this. This is my current Birds of Prey deck. So we'll get the character cards out of the way, the deployment cards, and the event cards. We'll get all of those out of the way as well. Okay? Alright. And currently using this backing, but I've got to change the backing because I don't have enough of that backing to do 30 cards. Okay? So, pardon me while I unsleeve the current cards that are in here. Okay? Because I am going to want to play these very soon. So let's... You can see, notice I have Disturbance in there. So I have some generics in here. And we'll build my deck live here. So... And since we're building the Birds of Prey deck, I'll actually give you my kind of my MO on how I play the Birds of Prey deck. Okay. So this is going to be a little annoying while I do this. And then we're going to we'll swap over to the other deck. Okay. So in the meantime, let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. Tonight we're building Batman decks. And we're going to talk about the new Batman Beta cards. Okay. But yeah. I'm only a few cards short. I'm about seven sleeves short on this. Maybe I'll swap to... I should have 30 of those Malia sleeves. I can count them, I guess. Maybe I have 30. Want to check? Let's check. What did I just do with it? What are those Malia sleeves? Here they are. Maybe I've got 30. Now that's also another good thing too, is you count out 30 and you know you're good. Alright, so. Uh-oh. I have 23 Malia cards. Okay. Don't worry, I can fix that if we want to go this route. I don't think I care to go this route right now. Let's do the safer bet. Let's just pop open a brand new set of 100 cards. Let's just do that. And I will find the Riddler ones, because that's the one that's going to drive me crazy, is the Riddler ones. If I don't have enough Riddler sleeves, which is impossible, because I have 100, I ordered 100 of those sleeves, it's going to be bad. You're going to see a fit here on my part. Alright, so anyways, let's go with, we're going to go with these sleeves. I think this is I think she's some famous anime robot character, but I don't know who it is. Alright, so let's go with start arranging the deck here. So named cards, right? So you got oracles, you got poison ivy, Frank the Plant, whose card he may actually get eliminated if I like too many of the newer cards. We'll see. Okay, and Airy 1. You got Die Hard. More Disturbance. Okay. All right. So, okay. So now let's look at the new Birds of Prey cards. Okay. And I guess we'll just sleeve them all. And I'll tell you what I think of them. Okay. So, starting here with When Revenge Delights. Okay. So this is a 2VP, 2 copy card. This is played in this scores in phase 3. It's got the special wing, so it's treated as a diamond, but can be played as a face-up when this thing happens. Okay, so let's go through it. All enemy models in play have at least 1 damage marker. And then an enemy model inflicts damage to one of your models that not becomes KO or removed as a casualty. In other words, one of your characters takes damage, hey, what's up, Jose, and doesn't die. Okay, so if one of your characters takes damage, it doesn't die, you can play this as a face-up objective, and then it follows this bottom here. Half of the enemy models at play have at least 1 damage marker. Okay, so it's not the hardest thing to score, but it's not something that I personally would play intentionally to score. So I'm kind of not feeling this card out of the gate. Now let's look at the resource. Place a numeric counter with a value of 6 on top of this card. So it's a 1 resource. This might be interesting. When a friendly model makes an effort, it may reduce this numeric counter instead of receiving stun markers as a rate of -1 per 1. This card, when used as a resource, only goes to the spent resource pile when the counter is reduced to 0. So this is what you call an excellent resource card and a sort of a just okay objective card. Okay? So it may go in. I don't know. It may go in. The ability to have efforts is especially good when you're running. For example, I'm running Ivy and Dinah, and they both love to add those efforts when they're doing their Canary Cries and their Hypnotize and those sorts of things. That makes this card extremely useful as a resource. As an objective, I may not even ever bother to play it as an objective. It's just too good as a resource card. So it may go in there, it may not. I'm leaning towards it may go in specifically as a resource, so I'm liking that a lot. All right, let's look at the next set of cards here, and this is Running Scared. All right, so Running Scared, it's a 2VP 3 copy card, so you're investing a lot if you want this. Anytime I look at a 3 copy card, that means that's something I better want to be playing towards. And if it's a 2 copy, I feel like I'm getting, I mean, if it's a 2VP, honestly, I feel like I'm getting gypped a little bit unless it's very easy to score. Okay, so to give you a comparison, I'm going to compare it to one of my favorite 2VP 3 copy cards, which is Disturbance. One of my, this is absolutely one of the best cards in the game, and I'll go into why in a minute here. So, so it's a phase 3 card. It's got the wing again. So again, it's a diamond score. During recount, no enemy models are inside their deployment zone. Okay, that's not difficult at all. A lot of people like to run at my birds of prey and punch me in the face, so it's not the worst thing. So it looks relatively easy to score. And enemy models inside your deployment zone. So you can actually bait this card. People like to people chase Ivy. So, which is, I understand why, because she's going to mess with your crew. So they may chase her all the way into your deployment zone. During recount, there are less enemy models. It should be fewer, says the English person. The grammar Nazi. During recount, there are fewer enemy models than friendly models inside the opponent's deployment zone. That is extremely similar to this card. Right? During the recount phase, there are more friendly models than enemy models, not KO, in the enemy deployment zone. See, it's almost the same card. So there's very little reason not to take this card as an objective, because you would score, if you did this right, you're scoring 5 VP for spawn camping a sucker, right? That's pretty hot fire right there. And let's see. There are no, yeah. Okay, so if you play this as a conditional and you play that as a regular, you'll score 5 VP, which is crazy good. The other thing that's good, 0 resource cost, love that as well. An enemy, now this is pretty hot fired. Enemy model within 6 inches of a friendly model suffers the scared effect. That's hot fire! Hot fire, hot sex fire on this card. Guess what? No line of sight needed. 0 resource. Pretty sex, guys. Pretty sex. Great as a resource. Fairly good and somewhat reliable as an objective score. Most likely going in the deck. All right, so we like that. Okay. That is very likely to go into the deck. All right, next up. Walk on the Wild Side. This is a 3VP 2 copy card. So it's interesting. A 3VP 2 copy card, to me, means that it's not something that you're playing a majority of the game to get, but you better play opportunistically for it. Okay, right? Like as a comparison, a 3VP 3 copy card, I'm playing for this all day. Like this is in my hand. Okay, I want this to happen. I need this to happen in at least 2 turns if I have any chance of winning the game. A 3-2, maybe you score 1, maybe 1 becomes a resource that stays in rotation. Anyways, this card has a problem, and I'll explain it to you. Again, it's a wing card, and I'm already leery because I may already be adding 2 wing cards to my deck, and that starts to clog things up, especially when you consider the other wing cards that I already have in it. During recount, there are more enemy models damaged or removed as casualty than yours. This is so poorly worded that this card has to get errated. Because what do they mean, than yours? Than your models? Than my models total, regardless of what has been injured, what isn't in play? Or does it mean than the models I have on the board? And if it's, so 1 is too harsh, 1 is too easy. Okay, let me explain. if this is the total number of models that you have, and let's say I'm playing a 7 model list, that means there needs to be 7 or more models damaged or dead on the opposing side. And sometimes you play against teams that are running like 4, 5, 6 models. Maybe not 4, but 5 or 6 happens quite a bit in Batman. So they had better clean up this wording. I think it means there are more enemy models damaged or removed as casualties than the models you have in play, right? So let's say I have 7 models in play. I'm sorry, I have 7. I have a crew of 7 models, but 3 of my guys are dead. I have 4 models on the board. That means if there are 5 models on the other side that are at least damaged or casualty, I'll score the card. And that seems much more reasonable. And what's really interesting about this is if it's in play, then that means when you're playing plants, that's actually this is a really nice card to play when you're playing plants. Here's the problem. Okay, let's read the contingency. An opponent has more models inside your deployment zone than you, so it's already acting against that other card. During recount, there are more enemy models damaged or removed as casualties than yours. If you think you're seeing double, it's because this is the same phrase. So this card is broken because there's no change. There's no net change based on this happening. So this is a terrible card on many fronts. But let's get to the resource. This resource is, let's talk about this. This is interesting. Does not cost a resource point. You cannot play this resource as usual. You're going to see a lot of those. There's in these new cards. They don't just play as regular resources. When this card is scored, you can place within 2 inches of a friendly suspect a new model with the plant trait and name unknown. If you have in play a friendly model with the elite boss plants. Okay, so it only becomes a resource when you score the card. But it's a powerful resource because you're getting to put a plant down within 2 inches of a friendly suspect without having to remove the suspect. That makes this a very, very nice resource when it scores. But again, it's such an unpredictable card. This, sadly, I love that it raises my scoring ceiling by being a 3-2, but it's not reliable. That's not a reliable condition, and it's not. If you are playing to damage all the enemy models, in my opinion, you're giving up so much of the regular game that it's probably not worth it. Just my take on things, guys. So this is probably not going in the deck. Okay? I could try. Once they fixed the wording, who knows? Maybe they fixed the wording and it makes a lot of sense and it ends up in the deck. As of right now, not going in the deck. Just seems like a waste of time. All right, let's get to the third card in the Birds of Prey deck. Right? And this is a 2VP 3 copy card, okay, called Partners. This is a weird card. Scores on a wing again. So, again, red lights. Red lights, red lights. Okay. Roll 1d3 plus 2. Okay, so we're talking a minimum of 3 activations and a maximum of 5 activations. Place a numerical counter on top, value rolled on top of this card. At the end of each activation, reduce the numerical counter by 1. Now what's interesting about this is this plays as a face-up objective card. So that's nice. Anytime you can play a face-up objective card in phase 3, that's a nice thing because it gets it out of your hand and it shows your opponent, hey, Something weird is happening. They may want to play around it. Either way, there is no situation where that doesn't help. All right. Here's your contingency. An opponent inflicts damage to any of your models with a template. That's a weird contingency. It's not going to happen very often. But let's go back to I'm sorry, I skipped this part. Score when the counter is reduced to 0, place the explosive template. They got the wording all wrong. Let's read it the way it's supposed to go. When the counter is reduced to 0, place the explosive template anywhere in the gaming area. And if there are at least 2 enemy and 2 friendly models within the template, you will score the card. So you need a combat the size of, you need a combat or an engagement with 4 models, 2 friendly, 2 enemy within that bubble to score this card. After 5 activations. Activations at that range tend to get pretty deadly. So unless you're planning on scoring these with plants, that plants are placed late in the turn, this is kind of a rough card to score. If your opponent drops a template on you, now here's the problem. An opponent inflicts damage to any of your models with a template. So the good news about that is it will still trigger off Time Bomb, which is a card, not an attack. It will not trigger off of Bear Spray, which is a template that does no damage. So, score. Okay, so if they do happen to do that, you score when the counter is reduced to 0. You place that template and you have 1 enemy and 2 friendly models within the template. So 1 enemy and 2 friendly is actually much easier to score and much easier to control. But this card kind of blows as a resource. The only thing that's good about it is you could play it as a face-up objective, get out of your hand. It's also a 0-cost resource, which is kind of nice. But let's see what it does. Increase or decrease 1 numeric counter in play by 1 to a minimum of 1 or a maximum of 6. Not good. That's not a good card. There's 3 copies of it, and it's excruciating to score. I guess you just put them in your. I'm probably gonna put it in my deck just to chuck. It's just a chucker card. Here, let's put it out there. And if I happen to score 1 of them, then I guess it was worth it. I will continue to use Bailman, Heat-Seeking. Yeah, Bailman's pretty dope. We'll go over it. We'll go over the Batman cards too. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong. All right. So, anyways, I think that was it for the Birds of Prey cards. They're not very impressive. There's nothing here terribly good. They're not terribly good. Okay. I was going to explain this card and why this is so good, because this is an example of what you want a 2/3 to be. Okay? It's a Diamond Score Phase 3. That's Zang. That is your ideal. Because it is just, you could just score it whenever it happens. Reveal an enemy suspect. After revealing, there are more friendly suspects than enemy suspects in play. Very easy to control that scenario. And if you can't control that scenario, well, guess what? It's a cost 0 resource, so you could just throw this out. And during a friendly activation, target a sewer marker. That marker cannot be used this round. So nice. So nice, guy. That is so nice. Should it be in every deck? No, I don't think so. But this is great to have in decks that want to score fast, decks or crews that are a little squishy. So it's an auto include for my Riddler deck, and it's great in Birds of Prey. Okay, so that's going in because that's a good time. We're going to count out 30 cards here, so Disturbance for sure is in. And then both because I just probably thrown out that 3-2 card. My 3-3 cards are going in. And again, this is around suspect play, so they're easier to score than the other weird cards. Whoa. And let's just see what 30 cards look like. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed because they're not. The Birds deck did not increase their playability at all, in my opinion. All right, you get to add a plant on a really weird contingent card. Right? You get that effort battery, that's pretty nice, but I mean, it's not the end all be all. It didn't address some of the birds of prey, like what I consider to be some of their weaknesses. Like their cards are around, really dominating the suspect game, and then beating opponents with speed or area control, right? Ivy gives you very good area control. Crew's pretty fast. They're not very durable, so that star battery is kind of nice. All right, so that's there. We're also going to keep. This is the other 3-copy card that goes in. Friendly suspect places a suspect within 4 inches of an enemy model, and there are at least 4 suspects in play. So you can see, again, that's pretty easy to get. And what I like about this as a resource, a friendly model may perform an extra special action this activation. And if you're running Dinah and Ivy, that becomes amazing. Ivy suddenly gets 3 special actions during her activation, which is disgusting. That means Ivy could technically function, if you use this as a resource, that means Ivy could technically function without even having Audacity. Sisters in Arms, I'm going to add that. Let's just sleeve everything and decide what we're going to add. So yeah, Birds of Prey did not get any better. They really didn't with those new cards. Actually, I would argue that pretty much, well, when we get to Riddler, I feel like Riddler did get better. I feel like Riddler keeps getting better the more stuff they add to the game. All right. I Work Best Alone's in a kind of an annoying card, but at least it's a face-up, and you just play it that way. And it stays up all game. Really weird card. Just play it on your suspect placers. Here's some more generics that I tend to take. Die Hard, Overdrive. Venom doses can actually be quite nice, particularly on Dove. But also, Venom dose on Ivy, kind of sexy. If you're gonna do, if you're trying to do Mortal Kiss, kind of nice. All right. Frank the Plant might not. I might not keep that card. Ivy's card, you definitely want to keep. The being able to move a plant for 1 cost is amazing, and it's not that terrible card to score. Netmaster, again, excellent card to score. All right. All right, boys, let's count off 30 cards. Okay? So it's 30 cards total. So there's 3. Where's the other tough girls? So 3, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. Not sure if he's going in. So it's 19 cards. Here's 22 with disturbance. 22. Let's add 22. Let's add this for 24. Let's add running scared is a 3. That would be 27. Okay. And then, so I have 3 spots left. I could either, oops. See, partners may, where's the other part? Oh, I accidentally double sleeved a partners. Two partners in here. I don't think partners is going in. Partners is probably not going in. So partners will sit out. Because it's just such a weird, and even the 0 cost is not worth it. Right? And then, so that means I could take Walk on the Wild Side. I guess. Kind of hate this card. I would rather take. Valuable commodities and I'm not feeling well, or what's it called? I don't feel well. Do I have copies of those? Let's see if I can find them. I think that's a better choice. Let's see if I can find them, guys. And you notice I didn't even look at no protection necessary. That's just not. Don't see it. How do I not have? I know I have copies of this. Hold on. Alright. It's not in there. I'll find it. I will find it. Somebody's got a good generic copy of that card, which I will find. Okay, that's the wrong deck. How about you? Do I have it as part of a league deck or something? Doesn't look like it. No, not in there. Okay. Keep looking. Maybe in here? Maybe. Ooh. I might run that. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Hold on, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at in a second here. I might run that in the meantime. Just because. Yeah. I think I am going to drop this in. Which would mean I'm dropping Frank the Plant. And I'm dropping these two. I'm just going to do. I'm gonna replace it with Pretty Birds. Since hopefully Dinah doesn't just get one-shotted like she did last game. So let's put Pretty Birds in. And that'll be my, this will be my Birds of Prey deck for the time being. I know valuable commodities and I'm feeling ill are kind of requirements in most decks. So just be aware of that. Let's go ahead and build Jose's Batman deck. Alright, so there's that. Alright, so and I'm going to stick these cards on there, but I'm going to make sure they're not. Where did that? And I'm going to have to. Okay. Okay. Now, unfortunately, again, I'm missing the rest of these Batman cards, or the Batman sleeves. So I'm going to unsleeve these and re-sleeve them in yellow Batman cards. So there you go. There's valuable commodities right there. And in this case, well, let's look at the Batman. Let's get the Batman deck that I have built for Jose. And this Batman deck is actually, I'm pretty impressed with it. It seems like it does. It moves through pretty nicely. It doesn't hamper your resource too hard. And it can score pretty quick. All right. Come Through Everything is a great card. Following the Clues, pretty good card. Secure the Perimeter is decent. Wait for Backup can be a very good resource card. And it's an okay objective. Oh, there's the. No, I'm feeling weird. All right. I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping Bruce Wayne's card. It didn't seem to do much last game. I mean, you used it to remove Dinah, but I think that was a mistake. Yeah, I know I keep saying that, but I do think that was a mistake. You probably want to score the 3 VP as uh, as an arrest card. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at some Batman cards. I feel like Batman is in a great spot. So I'm not terribly worried about what this does to the Batman balance, okay? All right. All right, so now let's start here on this side with Raid. 2 VP, 2 copy card. It's a 3 diamond, so I'm liking it already. An enemy boss that is within 4 inches of any of your suspects becomes KO or is removed as a casualty. So not the easiest card to score. When you score this objective, you may draw 1 additional card. Okay, so it's like come through everything. It's a 2 resource. The active friendly model may perform 1 extra attack action during this activation. That's clutch and hot fire. That's clutch and hot fire. So again, great resource. Just sort of okay, or I mean, it's not impossible to score. It's just not. Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, it's not impossible to score. It's just not the easiest to score. How about that? Sorry, I gotta. Making a mess here. It's okay. All right. So let's go ahead and sleeve that one. So Raid, it might go in. Just because extra attack is super amazing. Super amazing on a Batman group. Especially, geez, if you give it to Damian, amazing card. Okay. Let's go to their high cost card. Their 3/2, Finding a Suspect. Right? 3 VP, 2 copy. Phase 3 diamond score. Target a friendly suspect. That suspect is also a Finding a Suspect marker. Interesting. So it's kind of like a snitch. We did something wrong, though. I was removing snitches when I really can't legally do that. I should have just been having your guys run away from the snitches. Place a numeric counter with a value equal to 4 minus x, where x is the number of Unveiling the Truth cards you have already scored. Interesting. So you need to have scored Unveiling the Truth, or you're looking at a numeric counter of 4. You can manipulate that suspect to reduce the value by 1. Each time you do so, your opponent may move it 10 inches. Score when the counter is reduced to 0 or the marker is removed by an enemy action. This is kind of interesting, and you are going to want to have this. It's a 1 Resource. The active friendly model can reveal an extra suspect marker during this activation. Good card all around. Good card all around. That's a very good card. So what if it has a 4 timer on it? It stays in play forever. And what's interesting about it is it becomes a forever suspect. That's very interesting. You can exploit the crap out of that. The fact that you have a forever suspect. Alright. So, that's going in. It raises your ceiling. There's very little downside to that card. I can't read it. You normally just kill them. Okay, good for you. Alright. Normally just killing things is the dumb wargamer mentality. Time to stop. We're playing Batman. Just kidding. Anyway, okay. This is monitoring. This is a 2VP 3 copy card. Scores on a 3 diamond. So, again, contingent to the deal here. When an enemy model makes a movement action, target it. Interesting already. When you place a suspect within 8 inches of it, add 1 blood to this card. Add 2 additional blood if the model doesn't have the cop trait. What? What? Score when this card has at least 6 blood counters on it. Okay. Again, pretty easy to score. The interesting thing is, like I was just making fun of Jose, I normally just kill people. This is that kills the entire your entire ability to do this. So you don't want to kill people with Batman. You're good guys. Good guys. Think arrest. Even then, it's interesting because this kind of runs counter to arresting people too. So you may not want to do that either. You just want to let the guy move twice and you'll score. The interesting thing about this is you do play it as a face-up, so you could put monitoring out 3 times on 3 different targets and just wait for this is the perfect card to play against me. Just like wait for my guys to move and be like, oh, monitoring on your guy. And just keep playing it. Wait till and let my guys move twice, and then you can go in and beat them up and arrest them. Okay, so pretty good card. 1 star or 1 resource at the end of an enemy model's activation in which that model makes a move. A friendly model gains 2 shield. Why is Batman? Just this is an amazing card. That's an amazing card. What the hell? That is so stupidly easy to score. The only way you could screw up that card is you pick something that you accidentally kill faster than it is allowed to move twice. It just has to move twice. Holy crud. Alright. Next. Detective work. Alright. 2VP 3 copy card. And that's not true. The last game, I give you Cobra Cult they barely kill people. They barely do that. They don't really do much killing. Honestly, if you're playing them the way that I kind of built them, you're not killing much. Alright, anyways, who cares? 3 diamond. Place a suspect with a model with a detective trait. Just say, a model with the detective trait places a suspect completely within the enemy deployment zone. When you score this object, okay, so it's okay. This is a good card. 0 resource. Target an enemy model within 6 and line of sight of 2 friendly models. The opponent places 2 suspects in contact with that model, or you gain 2 resource points. Fire! What the hell? Batman keeps Batman deck so easy. So easy. What? There's only that one that I didn't like. What was the one I didn't like? Hold on. We're gonna sleeve the rest of this deck. So Jose and I can test these out tomorrow. I can be sad and whine about my Birds of Prey not being very good. Okay. All right. So, see that? Let's sleeve. Let's talk a little bit about the other Batman cards that are in this deck, right? Non-lethal ammo, no brainer. Just shoot your pistol at something, hope to hit at least once. Score 2 VP. Very easy. Very, very easy to score. Bruce Wayne may not be going in the deck. We'll see. Wait for Backup is going in the deck. Again, very easy to score. Unveiling the Truth, not as easy to score, but good. It's useful enough to go in the deck. All right. Secure the Perimeter typically goes in the deck. Again, very easy. I actually saw you use this as a resource to score non-lethal ammo, which is hilarious. Can you do that? Yeah, that's hilarious. You could use that as a resource. You can do... Okay. You want to know the funny thing about this? I'm going to teach you something really janky, Jose. Okay. Here's something that most people hardly ever think about in Batman. You can play a resource card during your opponent's activation. Okay? I'm going to say again. You can use a resource card during an opponent's activation. This is especially wily. Okay? And I'm going to use the word wily because it's funny. All right, so for example, let's say I move my model within 4 inches of one of your suspects. You can be like, okay, I'm going to spend this as a resource to gain that rate of fire 1 firearm. If I do any damage, I score this card. So you could play this resource and score this card during my activation. That's hilarious. Just saying. Batman is a cool game. Everybody's sleeping on Batman. Anyway. Okay, I'm feeling weird. Of course it goes in. Valuable commodities, of course that goes in. I'm telling you, those are the staple cards. They're just amazingly good cards. All right, following the clues, probably going in. Harvey Bullock's card is great, going in. Yeah, Batman is good times. The Batman deck, and it's. I know you may not like Batman, like the Batman character. He's just sort of okay in my book. But his crew in his deck is quite nice. This is a 3-star 3 VP. That's definitely going in. They Won't See Me Coming is bad and boring, so probably not going in. Sleeving it anyways, as you can see. Snitch is a mainstay staple of the Batman crew. It's one of their easiest ways to score points. In my opinion, it's a requirement. Anytime Snitch is available in any deck, be it Batman or team deck, it should go in. One of the best cards in the game, in my opinion. Okay? One of the best cards in the game, in my opinion. literally no downside to that card. Comb through everything. Is going in again. Nice way to cycle cards. Yeah. If it sounds like I'm jealous of the Batman deck, it's because I'm jealous of the Batman deck. I just the way I like to play the Batman deck is with Batwoman. It's a more interesting mechanic. I have more fun playing Batwoman and Crazy Jane. Okay, get them off the streets again. Really, really nice card. That 2 resource cancel a card, so nice. And if you could somehow find an exhaustive planner to go into your crew, you are gross. This is the crew that we got going right now is competitive enough to play an LVO for sure. All right, 30 cards. Let's go for it. All right. We like these. That's 3. We like these. That's 6. We like these. That's 9. That stays out. We'll think on these in a minute. 11 for these two. 14. 17. 19. And let's go 20 with wait for backup. Right? This card is quite nice. 23. 26, just for walking. 28. So I have space left for 2 cards. And I'm thinking it's not going to be this because, spoiler alert, Red Hood may not stay on that roster. I feel like these are good. These are good utility cards. So those are going in. All right, Batman deck built. Cool, cool, cool. Pretty happy with that. So our decks are built for tomorrow. That's good. All right, so we reviewed Birds of Prey and we reviewed Batman. Let's do Riddler, even though I cannot find my Riddler sleeves right now. We're just gonna add the cards that we want to the Riddler crew, and we'll worry about them in a minute. Okay? And I'm not changing out my sleeves. We're just I might actually get close to being able to. Hold on. Riddler just so good. So good. Okay. And you can see they're double. These are even double sleeved. So I would even have to go find the double sleeves to do this the way I want to. All right. Let's review the Riddler cards. All right. So let's start here with Psycho Riddle. And again, some of the English is going to be a little broken up on these cards. So, 2 VP, 3 copy card. It's a phase 3, face down because of the question mark. You still have a Riddle marker in play. Very easy to score. It's one of the easiest face down cards to score. Okay. And it's a 0 resource. This recourse This recourse cannot be played as usual. When this card is revealed by playing it as a face down card, draw 2 cards. So what happens is this. You play this. Let's say this is my other face down card. Okay. So I've got this card face down. and I'm playing this card face down. And I just say, okay, I'm gonna play. I'll show you. There is a way to play 2 face down cards in this deck, which is that's the interesting thing that was added to Riddler. So you can have 2 face down cards, and when the opponent reveals one of your suspect markers, you make them pick. So suddenly it's a shell game. And what happens is they pick this card, and you flip it. You can score it, but even if you don't score it, then it gets played as a resource, not a recourse, a resource. Okay? And you just get to draw 2 cards. So you draw 2 cards and then it's discarded. So that's interesting. That's fun. And it's easy to score. Probably going in the deck. Okay. Riddle Box Hero. Right? Not Jukebox Hero. Riddle Box Hero. Phase 4. End of turn card. And this is kind of sex. Just having phase 4 cards is nice in the Riddler deck. Kind of rough because it's got to stay in your hand. So that's kind of rough. But hold on. No enemy suspects are within 4 inches of an enemy deployment zone or inside of it. Okay, not the worst thing to score. And maybe not the most impressive card, but here is where we get a little excited. All right? You can place 1 additional card with the question mark icon, maximum 2 of play. Your opponent chooses which card. So this is the card that you play as a resource to play 2 face down cards. Sexy, sexy, hot, sexy going in the deck. Absolutely. Just to have access to that mechanic is hot sex on a platter. We are going with that. It's going in, boys. All right. Next up. Born to Riddle. Are you, though? Are you born to Riddle? 2 VP, 3 copy card, 3 diamond, hot fire. Hot fire. Place a Riddle marker, and now it's suddenly a Riddler marker, not a Riddle marker. It was a Riddle marker on the other card. It's a Riddler marker on this card. Am I being nitpicky? Hell yeah, I am. I'm a bastard. Stupidly easy to score. When you score this objective, you may draw 1 additional objective card, then you must discard one of them. That's okay. It's not that impressive considering Riddler has, I think it's called Quizmaster, where he can just go in and pick any card he wants in the deck. But still, here's a 0. This is, again, hot fire. Replace a friendly objective card with face down, played face down for another in your hand. So good. Going in, boys. Going in. So good. All right. So Riddler got better, dude. I'm just saying. Birds of Prey, bleh. Riddler got more tools. Riddler got more tools. What is this? The rich get richer, and the Birds of Prey get more Birds of Prey. All right. Anyway, oh my gosh, I gotta find my sleeves. I might be playing Riddler tomorrow just to mess with this mechanic. All right. Riddles of the World. Okay, it's a phase 3 face down. You have more suspect than the opponent into the gaming area. Okay. Broken English aside, that's very straightforward. And it's relatively easy to score. And it's a 2-2. Do you really want to be playing this as one of your face-up cards? Maybe. Depending on what kind of crew you're facing. This is kind of nice. So this could go in the deck. It's another one of those that the resource doesn't occur until it's revealed. So when this card is revealed, move 4 inches immediately the model that triggered the effect. So basically, the enemy model that triggers this, if they pick this card to flip, it will move them 4 inches. Again, sexy. I think all I think all 10 of the Riddler cards are going in the deck. That's super nice, and we like it. But that means I have to sacrifice something. All right, let's go through the Riddler deck. Okay, Riddle Me This is so good. You activate the Riddler. That might go, but it's a 2 diamond, and I kind of like it. This is a phase 1, and it reduces damage. That's kind of nice. Nice. Okay, Riddler unfortunately gets 2 copies of his card, and that kind of works against him, but you need that. You need his card for this to happen. This is stupidly good. Riddle of the Night. It allows you to place riddle markers, though. Okay. So let's build 30 cards. Winner, winner. Yeah. Riddler is so good. This card may go. This may go. Because we don't need... This card might actually go, believe it or not. No longer needed, really. You don't really need this card. Calendar Man's card may go. Again, don't really need it. Let's see. Riddle Me Softly. Nice. Riddle of the Night. Those are nice. These are nice phase 4 cards. I may chuck one set of them though. But the ability to place riddle markers is why I'm compelled to keep both. Okay. Maybe I don't know. Disturbance is so easy to score though. Okay, this card is where I'm really torn. Enemy model has been the target of an attack from 3 different models this round. You will never score this card. But this card is always, and I mean always, a good resource. During a friendly model's activation, move an enemy model 6 inches towards a friendly marker. That is so good. It's a resource 1, and you, like I said, there's guys that you're going to be afraid of, like Bane and Batman and that kind of thing. And if you drop a marker behind them and just move them 6 inches away from you, that is disgustingly good. It's one of the main reasons why Kel even stays in the crew. That's how good this resource is. One of the best resources in the game. This card is hot trash. Should never be in your deck. Alright. Let's count our 30 cards. Okay? So. And the... Oh, I forgot to mention this. So, why do I keep Riddle Me This? And okay, Jason's he's taking notes, he knows. Why do I keep Riddle Me This in the deck and not Riddle Me That? Here's why. Because as a resource, that is more powerful. Moving an enemy marker 4 inches is more powerful than moving a friendly marker 4 inches. That's just my opinion. If you need to move an owl marker out of the way, you need to move an event marker that your opponent has played down, it's more powerful. I've used that resource much more than the Riddle Me That. So that goes in. Let's put Riddler specifics can go in. So that's 5, 7, 10 for disturbance. Riddle Nowhere scores like mad, so 13. Okay, she's going in 14. You activate the riddle. This is super nice because it's a 3 diamond. and it helps you kind of recycle riddles. So 16, and let's call that 19? 19. 20. Oh, I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose that. But maybe I'm okay with it not being in there. That would be if I'm taking all the new ones. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know. It's the exact same card as the other one. I don't know, man. That's that plus these 10 would be 30. That's 30 cards. My concern is you have a lot more face down cards. Maybe the 2 face down is kind of a trap. Right? Maybe this one goes. Maybe that goes. This isn't the most necessary one. So maybe that goes and these go back in. That might be how we're playing that. I think that's how we're playing that. I better find those. Okay, let's sleeve them up. I don't have the over sleeves for them, but let's sleeve them up. I'm going to remove these easy riddle. See, here's why riddle me that's not in there. It's a friendly marker. And you know, between scheming and hacking, you don't need it. Is that 6? 6, and then 7, 8. Calendar Man's is pretty decent, but I think we're pretty good. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and sleeve up. And that's Riddler for you. What do you guys got? Any questions, comments, threats? You think I'm off base with my selections and how I think I want to play these? I'll make sure I have 30 cards here. Would not know. Well, yeah, I feel like Batman's deck got better. I feel like Riddler's deck got better. I feel like Birds of Prey probably did not get better. All right. Yeah. Riddler with 2 face down cards is pretty hilarious. That can kind of work against you, though. Right? It increases the randomness, but also kind of fun. Alright, do I have... Oh, these cards were... Chris posted a link in the Facebook chat. I can send you the link after this. Let's see where we're at with cards here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay. Riddler needs to be double sleeved, but Riddler is ready. In fact, I could double sleeve a couple right now. That's okay. He's fine. Pretty happy. Pretty happy with that so far, folks. And as long as Batman deck's straightforward. Yeah, that... I feel like the funniest thing so far that I saw was in the Batman deck that was just watch your opponent walk twice and you're going to score 2 VP. And you could do it 3 times and you could leave it up. Meaning as soon as that card is in your hand and you see somebody, you can start monitoring them. That is so stupidly easy to put into play. Anyways, let's go over some Two-Face cards because it's the next deck I have here in front of me. All right. Punishment. 2 VP 3 copy card. Plays on twisted side, and it's a 3 diamond. Place a numeric counter with a value equal to the number of enemy models already removed to the game, up to 4 on top of this card. Add 1 to the counter when your model reveals enemy suspects or remove as casualty enemy models. Score when the counter reaches 6. Okay, so it's just you just place this. You just play this you just put this in play, and it's just a counter that goes off. In a friendly model's activation, target another model. That model may play a resource in this activation for free. What? What? That's pretty strong. But this is only going to happen once per game. And you have to be on the twisted side. So it's kind of bad. Not going to lie. Not feeling that. Not feeling that at all. Alright. Equilibrium. Okay. 2 VP, 3 copy card. 3 scores at end of phase or end of turn. You and your opponent have the same number of suspects in the gaming area. Fairly simple. Oh, and it's got a twisted side. You and your opponent have the same number of models in the gaming area. Okay, so you play it during phase 3, and you could use it as a resource. You could score a different side card than the one in play. Interesting. So you have to declare. So this gets played at the time it is, depending on the phase that you're on. It's okay. It's just okay. Split in 2. Oh no, I don't like these. Okay, 2 VP, 2 copy card. Divide the gaming area into thirds, basically, that are 12-inch bands. On the light side, you have the same number of suspects in both areas. Oh, okay. I guess the middle area does not count, so it's the 12. It's like saying you have 12-inch deployment zones. And then on twisted side, you have the same number of models in both areas to a minimum of 1. So you have to have at least 1 model for. Uh, search the objective deck for a coin card and immediately play it and then shuffle the deck. Okay, so that's what makes this card good. You can flip your coin. Okay, cool. Boring. Probably going in the deck because you have to put it in your deck, but so sad. Boring. Okay. I feel like punishment is not even good. Equilibrium, we talked about. Split in two, we talked about. Equilibrium is. What? What? I'm confused. Why? Why? The odds. Here we go. Okay. It's a 3 diamond. I like that already. 2 VP, 2 copy card. Put 2 cards face down, each with different sides of the coin. What? Each with different sides of the coin. Okay, so you're going to put, so you play a card each of, score if it matches the, if the side matches the coin in play. If it doesn't match, you may search the deck and play the other coin card. What if you don't want to? Discard both cards. Put 2 down. Put down 2 cards face down, each with different sides of the coin. Flip a card from the objective deck. If it have if it's good side, the active model gains a shield. If it's twisted side, it gains 1 rate of fire. This activation. Okay. Yeah, that's Two Faces cards, and I do not care that much. All right, let's build Two Faces deck, real quick, guys. Let's build his deck. Kind of. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about Two Faces cards. They're not interesting. They're not very good. I think my my MO here is gonna be include as few of them as I need to, because they're just not. That's not good. The odds seem okay. That's the one. That card seems okay. The rest of these cards seem like bad. Any questions, comments, threats? Maybe, I haven't seen Sean hop on. We might review the Joker cards. If Sean is around. I'll quickly build. Let's quickly build the Two-Face deck. Ah! But yeah. Riddler. so far, just keeps getting better and better the more changes they add to the game. Why do the only way they nerfed Riddler is by adding that really ugly movie version of him. It's terrible and horrible looking. All right. Anyway, let's do the Riddler deck. I'm sorry, the Two-Face deck. Okay. Here we go. Now, the coins do not count towards this limit. Okay? So, one. Hold on. Doo-doo. Spice's card is not going in there. Sugar's card probably not going in there. Calendar Crime's probably not going in there. Where did I saw this. Okay. Don't count the coin card. And Time Bomb. Alright. So, yes, there are new Bane cards as well. Okay, so 2, closing argument 4, the Gamble, 7, heads or heads, 10, uh, 12, 15, 18, 20. Okay. So that's 20, right? And we've already made our minimum on those cards. I don't know. Maybe these two go back in just to save me from bad cards. Maybe I put these 3 in and I remove one of, well, let's see. Okay, let's look at these objectively. The odds is decent. Okay, and that puts me at 22. Let's put those in. Split in 2. There's only 2 of them. And it allows you a coin flip. 24. Equilibrium. Could be bad. Could be bad. Hold on. And punishment. Punishment, I feel like this is the one that goes. It's just weird. I think this one sits. So I'm going to drop punishment. We'll put equilibrium in. It was 24, 27, and 30 with these in. Quickly built the Two-Face deck by adding the Spice card that I don't even like. Alright. So we are more than ready for tomorrow. Let's go. Let's look at. Yeah, you can see there's Cobra Cult, which I don't think anyone here is terribly interested in, but let's look at him real quick. Yeah, okay, fine. Here's the interesting thing about Cobra Cult is you can see here you got all snake markers. So there's a generic Cobra Cult deck, but this one is specifically for the snake, right? And it's got more poison stuff in it. I think what happened, if I'm being honest with you, is they created these cards And they made them very similar to how the crews already play, which is a good thing, with very minor enhancement. So it doesn't. That's why I feel like the good crews are already only get a little bit better, and the not good crews just sort of linger. All right, let's look at some organized crime, actually, because I know Sean plays organized crime. So let's do this. Okay, Vendetta. Oops. All right. There we go. Okay, starting with Vendetta. 2VP2 copy, 3 diamond. Play when an enemy model performs an attack. Place a suspect within 4 inches of that enemy model. Stupidly easy to score, and you gain $100 black money. Really nice card. Very easy to score. Very, very, very easy to score. 2 resource. Spend 100 black money and choose a model with the henchman rank and the mobster trait that has been removed as a cat. What? 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 That's good. Holy shit, that's a good card. Alright. That's good. You almost don't want to score it because of how good that 2 resource is. Alright. Deadman Tells No Tales. It's a 2VP2 copy. Scores as a 3 diamond. Target an enemy model. Score if the target has placed a suspect before it is removed from play. Score if the target doesn't place a suspect before it is removed from play. When scored, gain 100 black money. Score if the target has placed a suspect. So, if it doesn't place a suspect before it's killed, you score the card. Seems like kind of shit, if I'm being honest with you. You cannot play this resource as usual. When this card is scored, target a friendly model. That model counts as if it is a henchman. Okay, I guess that helps you score other cards, I suppose. Weird card. Weird card. Demonstration of strength. 2VP3 copy card. 3 diamonds, so hot fire. While performing an attack in which the strength die is successful, remove that dice from the roll. That's very easy to score. Especially you just shoot at somebody and you roll 2+ and you go like, I'm not going to damage you and I just want to score my card. Very easy. 1 resource, inflict an enemy model the scared effect. You may spend $100 black money to inflict the effect to another model. Okay, what's so good about this is there's no range. You just like, I'm just going to inflict an enemy model the scared effect. Great card. Great card, by the way. Very good card. Very strong card. All right. Like in Organized Crime, they may be the most improved faction. Okay, you got a 3 Hourglass here, 2 VP3 copy card. The friendly boss has more friendly suspects. Within 6 inches than the opponent's boss. When scored, gain 100. That's very nice, but it kind of runs counter to how the crew wants to run. I would totally rock this card, and it's a 0-cost resource. Friendly model with a henchman counts as inspired regardless of range. That's kind of hot fire. I don't know. Organized Crime got some good cards. Okay. We talked about Kali Yuga. Let's look at... What was the other one? We wanted to look at Joker, right? We don't have time to do all the cards. But let's look at Joker. Because Sean also plays Joker. Alright. Joker cards generally stupidly easy to score. A lot of 3-copy cards. Wow. Did Joker really get 11 cards? Joker got 11 cards. How? Everybody got 10 cards except for Joker? He just gets 11 cards? What? Okay. I told you Joker's stupidly easy to play. Here we go. So he gets 11 cards. It's not that big a deal because he still only max out at 30 cards, but he has no 3 VP cards. These are all 2 VP cards. Okay, so let's start here with the first laugh. 3 diamond. Of course, because Joker is stupidly easy. When a model receives an effect, at least 5 models suffer 1 or more effects. Okay, let's break this down into English. I think what they're saying is when a model receives an effect, that you have at least 5 models on the board suffering 1 or more effects. This sounds incredibly difficult to do, but with Joker, this is very easy to do. You can poison your own guys. You can KO your own guys. This isn't the worst card in the world. It's actually maybe a more difficult Joker card, but it's pretty easy. 1 cost resource. When the model is going to take a poison test, it will sum all the dice results. Oof. Oof. Okay. So if you take a poison test on 3 dice, you add all 3 of them and then fail and die and bleed. It's okay. Alright, stage play. These are all 2 VP 3 copy cards with the exception of... Wait, let's move to Poisoning Gotham because this is the only one that's 2 VP 2 copy. Alright, play this card. Well, good. It's a 3 diamond. When a model places a suspect within 4 inches of a sewer marker, place a blood marker on top of this card. This card starts with 1 blood per each It Doesn't Look Fresh card already scored. Score when this card has 4 blood. Very easy card to score. Both players discard an objective card at random. Okay, very easy to... when a player discards an objective card, they must discard its whole hand. Yo, that's pretty cool. Okay. Alright. Ace Chemical. A 2 diamond. Interesting. So you play it in phase 2, and it scores when it scores. Place a poison barrel event marker in contact with a friendly suspect. A model may target this marker with a close combat attack. So it's interesting. Not just to manipulate. You have to give up your close combat attack. And I kind of liked how that's worded. So you can't just attack someone and then manipulate that. You must give up your attack specifically. Interesting. Score if at the end of the round an enemy model is in contact. So you're kind of kicking the soccer ball around to get in contact with a model. It's okay. Joker cards, easy to score. 1 cost resource. This resource can only be used when this card is in play and then is not placed in the resource spent pile. A model within 4 inches of the poison barrel suffers the poison effect unless it gains the enervating 3 effect. Oh, that's pretty hot fire. Okay. So that's kind of nice because that allows you to score the first laugh. That's kind of nice. Okay. Joker still as good as Joker is. So, I don't know. Do you guys want to go over... Hey, what's up, Nelson? Night Model is saying, just make it beautiful while twerking in Speedos. Let's go over the Bane cards, I guess. Let's do that. Military coordination is the one that's kind of hilarious. Okay. Let's start with suppressing fire. or sorry, triangulation. Okay, 2VP3 copy card. It's a phase 3 end of turn. At the end of a round, you may place the expansive template anywhere in the gaming roll area. Score if within the template are at least 3 suspects. That is so stupidly easy to score. That is so stupidly easy to score. Are you kidding me? Do you know how big the expansive template is? Oh my god, guy, what? That is so stupidly easy to score. Anyway, uh, play at the start of an enemy model's activation. This is the resource. It's a 1 resource. If it ends a move or place within 4 inches of any of your suspects, move 4 inches a friendly model towards. It's good. It's a good card. Okay. Okay. That's good. That helps correct some of Bane's speed issues. That's so good. Alright. Enhanced Soldiers. It's a 2VP 2 copy card. Scores phase 3 diamond. Target a friendly model. Each time the target makes an effort, place a star marker on this card for each star received. If the target is under the effects of a dose during that effort, place an additional star. Score when this card has 4 stars. Again, stupidly easy to score this card. Stupidly easy. This card cannot be played as a resource as normal, not as usual. When this card is scored, you may add to your hand Overdrive or Die Hard object. What? You just get free card? Free card? What? Easy. Easy cards and really nice resources. Again, Bane was already one of the better crews in the game. Had a very easy deck to score. Now it's just getting easier. The rich get richer, guys. Okay. Here's the one that we thought was funny. Military coordination. Okay, it's a 2 diamond. So, okay, I'm going to try to explain this to you once we digest all the English. Place 4 numerical markers up to the current or up to the current friendly models in play with values of 1 through 4. Activate first this round. Okay, so basically you take 4 models and you place 1 through 4 markers on them. And your goal during your turn is to activate the models in that order. Each model activated following the order gains 1 attack die or 1 defense die. What? 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 That is so stupidly easy to score. And then if that wasn't bad enough, the 1 resource, reduce the enemy model's attack die by 1 attack. Choose it after choosing the target, but before any dice roll for that action. So free, it's better than a free effort. It's like if you're getting shot at, just be like, oh, well, I'm dead in the open, and you got this strength die. I don't like that strength die. Just here, I'll play this as a resource. You lose your strength die. What the crap? What the crap? And I know you can kill a model. Well, that was the argument. Well, you might kill a model, or you might disrupt the chain of events. Who cares? Even if you don't score this card, who cares? Okay? It means it goes back in your hand. If it's a phase... Okay, here's a secret about this, okay? About phase 2 good resource cards, okay? Because I know a lot of you guys sit there and you stare at the text, and you stare at the text, and you just read the text, and you think about your life, and you read the text, right? And you're just Okay, phase 2 cards that are decent resources, they're very simple. If it's in your hand at the start of the turn, play it. Don't think twice, guys. Just play it. Just put it in play. The worst thing that's going to happen is that you got rid of a card and it doesn't score. So what? So what? This is the secret to the Owl deck, and why people cry so hard about the Owl deck. The Owl deck, they have a lot of phase 2s, but you want to look at that resource. Basically, if it's a phase 2, play it. If you draw it into your hand later in the turn, well then it's only a resource card. And guess what? This is a good resource to have. So, and this is like you can just throw it away too. Like, I'll just spend it. Like it's not, that's a great card. Okay, Bane, 3 for 3 so far. What else you got, buddy? Suppressing Fire. 2 VP, 3 copy card, and it's a 3 end of turn. Again, very suitable for Soldiers of Fortune. Inflict damage with a ranged attack, targeting at least 2 models. Instead of dealing damage, the models hit suffer enervating 1 and slow 2. So it also point out it does not require you to inflict damage on both models. You just have to inflict damage and target 2 models. That's all you got to do. And if the other model doesn't get damaged, only 1 model suffers enervating 1 and slow 2. And here's the hilarious part. Look, this is a cost 0 resource. Target an enemy model within 12 inches in line of sight to a friendly model with the ranged weapon. Spend 1 ammo from that model. The targeted model must suffer. Okay, notice there was no roll to hit. You just need line of sight. Cost 0, which is cost 0. Target an enemy model within 12 in line of sight to a friendly model with a ranged weapon. Spend 1 ammo from that model. The targeted model must suffer slow 4 or take 3 blood. What? And guess what? If you play this as a VP and you play this as a resource, you could stack that slow 4 to slow 6, or you could have slow 2, enervating 1, and 3 blood. What? What? Why? What is with the Bane boner? Why does he get... This is a 3... This is a 0 resource card that just hands out 3 blood. And guess what? Do you guys remember what I said? You can play this during the opponent's activation. You can play this during the opponent's activation. I'll repeat it one more time, just so you guys, you can play this cost 0 card during your opponent's activation. Oh man, I really need to get over to that suspect and reveal it. You know what? I'm going to shoot you. You either have to take 3 blood or suffer slow 4. And I don't have to roll any dice, asshole. You're just going to take it. What? Why do they love Bane so much? Why? Why do they love Bane so much? Holy... What? What? You get 3 of them. You get 3 of these cards. What if you were... What if... Okay, let's be a dick. Let's be a dick. What if you had... What if you had 3 in your hand? You just had 3. Okay? And you had whatever fuck you card is the 4th card, right? And it's your opponent, and it's your turn. You know, okay. As a resource, I'll play this. You want 3 damage or slow 4? I don't know. Slow 4, I don't like damage. Okay. Then it's the opponent's turn. Play it again on that same... What do you want? Slow 4 or 3 damage? Oh no, I already took slow 4. Maybe I take 3 damage. Okay. Goes back to you. Your turn. Hey, do you want to take slow 4 or 3 damage? Oh. What? What? Why? Can I point out that Bane the best melee model in the game, is already part of this crew. Is already part of this crew. So if Bane is in melee with that target, what? 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 Like, what? So, I'm not. I mean, it's very. It would be very. Uh, it would be very rare that somebody ends up with all three of these cards in their hand. But even having two in your hand, that's not the most improbable thing in the world. That's really gross. That's really gross. Yeah, Bane doing quite well. No concern there. Sure. I have time to review one more deck, but I don't know what we want to look at. Do we want to look at owls? We can look at owls. We can look at freeze. What else is in here? We got owls. We got freeze. We got penguin. And we got League of Shadows. I say we look at owls. Let's look at owls. Because owls, everyone thinks owls is in a bad shape, so let's look at owls. Did you see what? Bane? Why? Anyway. Alright. I like that there's 3 sizes to the owl face, depending on what. Alright. Let's see what we got. Alright, here we go. Let's go with the primary prey 2VP 2 copy. It's a 3 end of turn, which is cool. You can so you can play you play this as a face-up objective in phase 3. You have removed from the game the enemy boss marked as prey. Not very easy to do, but if you have Lincoln March's card out in play, or or the horrible accident in play, that's a lot of points that you stand to score if you play it. As a 0-cost resource, during the active model's attack action this round, gain 1 attack die, and the target receives 1 defensive die. If the target is a prey, increase both markers by 1. It's kind of a stupid resource. But it's okay. This is an okay. That's an okay card. Nothing terrible to write home about. All right, Shadowed Perch. 2VP2 copy again. 3 end of round. Again, very owlish. You have more suspects within 4 inches of sewer markers than the enemy. I will say this. For all of the English I've been making fun of this entire stream, at least they use the correct thing. I hate it when Americans do this. Then the enemy. I hate that. It's a horrible offense, and you should be ashamed of you and all the choices you made in life if you make that kind of grammatical mistake. It really drives me insane. But at least they got it right. See, Night Models. They don't speak very good English. Some of them anyway, but they get that right. Okay, Americans, come on, get it together. Anyway, 1-cost resource. Move a marker 4 inches that is within 6 inches of an enemy model marked as prey. So you can move any kind of marker. You can move an owl marker. You can move a sewer marker. You can move a street light. That's kind of nice. Again, nothing blowing up my mistake. Is that how you feel? No, I don't. It's then and then. drives me insane, and whenever I just hate, that is the biggest eyesore to me. I feel better than you. Sounds like you're talking about a sequence, not a... Anyway. Beware the Court of Owls. 2 VP, 3 copy card. 3 end of turn. So again, lots of face-up cards. Lots of face-up. This is what people don't understand about the Court of Owls deck, is play as many face-up as you can with Court of Owls. And that's the whole point. Is yes, you are giving out your plans to your opponent, but you're giving out multiple plans, and your opponent's trying to figure out which one to be worried about. That's actually the strength of that crew. Okay. Now that I said that, I still don't think that they're the best crew. Anyway, 0 cost resource. Oh wait, sorry. Phase 3, no enemy models are within 4 inches of friendly owl markers. So you kind of play this to bait the opponent to get closer to owl markers so that you can't score this card. But then once they're close to owl markers, there's all kinds of hilarious shit you could do to them. So that's kind of cool too. Okay? 0 cost resource. Choose an enemy model. Okay, this is where this is going to hurt my brain a little bit. Choose an enemy model within 4 inches of a friendly owl marker and a friendly suspect. Remove the suspect. That model is marked as prey. Okay, so you can mark prey. If you use this resource more than once this round, it increases its cost to 1 this round. That's not terrible. If you mark a model as prey and there's already another model, okay, yeah, okay, nothing really to write home. But yeah, this is a bait card basically. And then finally 3. Weather doesn't bother me. It's then and then is the worst one. That drives me insane. That is the one that I hate with a passion. All right. Okay, Stalking Parliament. 2 VP, 3 copy card, and it's a 3 diamond. Target a friendly model. Increase the value of a numeric counter placed in this card, should be on this card, by 1 for each if the target, again the friendly model, has a line of sight to prey at the end of its activation, is in a scenery element above a prey at the end of its activation, so if it's like on a building looking down, is in a scenery element, is not a model that a prey can see at the end of its activation, and if it placed a suspect within 8 inches of a prey. Score when the counter is above the number of enemy suspects in play. This is a actually really good card. And it's cool because this is a great card for, I forget, for like in a frame new house or somebody to be playing where they're just sort of stalking you. They're not actually trying to attack you or anything like that. That's kind of a good card for that. So, Owls did not get much better. That's my take on that. I don't know. I feel like the real winners that I've seen so far, in order, in my opinion, are going to be Bane, and then it's a two-way tie between Batman and Riddler, and then third would be Joker. I know I haven't looked at the rest of these cards, but yeah, that's my take on it. I feel like Bane really walked away from there with a lot of good stuff. Of course, it is the Bane. So, anyways, with that, I think I can go to bed now. But I hope you guys enjoyed my take, and maybe you got a little insight as to how I review objective cards when I'm looking at building decks for Batman. I think it's interesting enough to kind of be able to navigate your deck competently and effectively. It makes and it really does. This really is where the game shines, is being able to run your deck well. When that clicks for you and you start playing your deck well and you're watching what your opponent does, then you're actually getting a feel for what the game really is. It's a half miniature game, half card game. And it's a really cool balance, in my opinion, and how it achieves both under one rule set. So, with that, we are going to call the stream to a close. Want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll catch you on the next.